Hi, it's Nat at Black Cat Crafts. We are making this Christmas card today. This is using the Trees for Sale stamp set. This is in the new mini catalogue, and I'm also using the dice that go with it. You can get these dies for free if you spend over £90, and they are fabulous dies. I really think if you're going to get this stamp set, then you really need to have the dies with it. Right, so first off, you're going to need, this is the base card. This is Evening Evergreen, and this measures 4 1/8 by 11.5, and we've scored that at 5 3/4. Now, I'm not quite sure if you can see that, but I've just stamped over the card base. I've just used some Versamark, and I've stamped some Christmas trees. I'm not quite sure if you can pick that up on camera. So we're going to do that first. Let's use the smaller one. And we're going to use the bigger tree. So we've just roughly stamped around the outside of our card base. Right. So we've got a white layer, then we've got another Evening Evergreen, and then we've got our top white layer as well. So our first white base measures 4 7/8 by 3 1/4. Then our Evening Evergreen is 3 1/8 by 4 3/4. And then our top layer, our basic white, is 2 7/8 by 4 1/2. And they are all going to sit on top of like that. So we're going to glue these two together. Just pop those on top. So we've got a bit of a white base going around the edge. That is going to sit in the middle, so we're going to glue that to the card base. Like that. Right, we're not going to stick this piece down, we're going to do this piece now. This is our top basic white layer. So, cool. Let's just clean the stamps. Right, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So we've just done some trees just for the background. Let's use soft succulent first. And we'll use the bigger base tree, and then we're going to use the more, no, that's not it, the more detailed one to go over the top. So remember to do your stamping off. So soft succulent, we're going to stamp off. And then we're going to do a tree out there. and get your more detailed stamp and stamp that straight on top, like that. Let's just clean the stamps off. Then we're going to use some Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to use the next size down tree. Remember to stamp off. I'm going to do one about there. And then your more detailed stamp, and we're going to stamp that straight on top. And we'll do another one. And we'll pop that about, pop that one about there. And then straight onto your stamp. And we'll do another one just on the end. Stamp off. And I'll do that like that. Right, I'm just going to do one smaller tree just down the bottom. Get rid of those. I'm going to use the smaller one. And with that, I'm going to use Old Olive. Remember to stamp off. No, let's do that one again. That's better. And we'll do one about there. And then stamp straight on. We've got our trees in the background. Let's clean the stamps. Okay, so with the dies, we're going to cut out 2 of these. No, we're not. We're going to cut 3. My bad. 3 of those. I've got them all cut out, sitting on my desk, as long as none of them go wandering. So we've got 3 poles. Then we've got 2 rows of lights. Cut 2 of those out in basic white. Then I've done some trees. So I've used the smaller, middle size and the smaller size trees. So I've cut out the base, and then you've got the more detailed on top. So this is Old Olive, and the more detailed one I've done in Mossy Meadow. And I've done the same colours in the smaller trees. Right, so then we've got our caravan, fabulous little caravan, which I think is really sweet. This is soft succulent, and then as you can see here, I've just done these little bits in evening evergreen. So we've got a little bit for the top, and we've got a little bit for the bottom. We've also got some stars. Where's the dies for those? Oh yeah, we've got some stars. So I've cut out 2 of those in Daffodil Delight. We've then got a little wreath for our door, which I've cut out in Old Olive. Then she should have a ribbon. The ribbon in Poppy Parade. And then we've got the little curtains. They're cut out in Poppy Parade also. And then I've got a black wheel. This is just your basic black. And your little bit for the front of the caravan. I don't know what that's called. So I just cut out sort of half of half of the caravan really in black, and we're going to chop that off, and we're going to chop that off and stick that onto our caravan. They're fabulous dies, they're brilliant. Right, so we'll start with our poles. So we've got 3 poles, and we are going to chop these down. So they're roughly going to sit roughly about there. Oh, excuse me. So if we chop that one down, oh, just pinged on the floor. We'll have that one about there, and then we'll chop that one. We'll have that one a little bit smaller. We'll have that one roughly there, and then this one's a little bit lower, kind of tucked behind the tree. Let me pop the other trees on. Cut that down a little bit more. Okay, so just as a rough guide, just pop your lights on top. Roughly about there, so I'm going to get rid of one of the lights. I'm going to chop that one off. Right, so with our glue, so fiddly. I think I need shorter nails. So I'll pop that one out there. Again, just sort of get a rough idea of whereabouts your pole's supposed to go, so it fits your little lights. I'm going to pop a pole down there. Roughly about there. We'll get our other lights, which we're also going to chop down as well. I'm going to pop that on about there. So we want to just chop off maybe 2 of the lights there. And we'll stick our pole down. And we'll glue our lights on. Now pop that down like that. There's our lights. Oh, I don't think my pole's stuck properly. No, it really isn't. Let's put a bit more glue on there. Okay, and we'll pop our lights on. And we'll pop those on about there. Okay. Right, let's sort our caravan out. So this is the soft succulent. I've just cut out the roof in the evening evergreen. We're going to pop the little roof on there. And then we've got the bottom half. That is also evening evergreen. And we'll just pop that on there. Right, so we're going to chop off just the top of our little bit there for the front, and we're going to chop the wheel off, and we're going to stick that down. That's just in black. A little wheel, sticky now. And then we've got a little bit at the front. Okay, right, now we're going to pop the little curtains on. Aren't they cute? So on the back, just going to pop a little bit of glue just along the top, just so our curtains have got something to hang on to. Let's make sure we can see them. Okay, and then also with the back, oh, you can see that in my original card, I've just popped a little bit of vellum, just so you can't sort of see straight through the caravan. So I've just cut out just a little bit so it goes over the window and over the door window there. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just on the outside there, so I can just stick my little bit of vellum on. Excuse me. Chop off if you can see any little bits on the back. So there you've got a little bit of vellum, just so you don't sort of see it all the way through when you're popping your little caravan down. Right, so we've got our little wreath. This is Old Olive, and we've got our little bow. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue either side of our little bow, and I'm going to stick that onto our little wreath. Like that. And then I'm going to put our wreath on our door. And it just fits perfectly over the little window on the door there. Like that. So with our caravan, we're going to pop that up on some dimensionals. Okay. Pop some up on there. Obviously don't stick them where your window is, because you'll be able to see straight through that. So that should be fine. And we're just gonna pop that roughly there. So with our trees, just going to pop a little bit of glue on our mossy meadow, just so you can get that stuck to your base. It's fabulous because it just adds that little bit of texture to your trees. I want to have the big one roughly there. I'm going to stick this one onto the smaller one. Pop that about there. And I'll have that one roughly there. I've just got glue stuck to me now. Little bit of glue just on the top of your trees. And we're going to pop our little stars on. Let's take your pick tool, pick up our little stars. On top of our tree. Like that. couple of dimensionals on the back of our trees. Okay, so probably should have moved my poles over a little bit, but that's fine because we can go over a little bit anyway. We've got our card base, so we can easily go over that a little bit. Or I could probably put the bigger one there and just pop the little one there. I might do it like that actually. Let's do it the other way round. Can never get the same card that you do exactly the same. Always different. But that's what crafting is all about. Okay, so we've got our little trees popped up. Right, we need some lights. Right, get my putty end again from a take your pick tool. And again, like with my previous card. Oh dear. No, that's going to stay like that. So I'll have some of these matte dots from our new in colours. We'll have one of each colour. And across there. We'll have another red. That's it. And we'll have that blue one. Okay, now I'm also just going to use one of the smaller matte dots. Oh, just hit that with my head. And I'm just going to pop that on our little ribbon, on our little wreath there. Okay. Oh dear. Right, so we've done a little base. Now we need to stick it onto our card. So that is going to be stuck right in the middle there. So we've got a little bit of a border going round. I'm right at the arse end of this glue. And that is going to be stuck just in the middle of our base. Right, now to finish it off, Wink Stella. It's got to be done. So with the Wink Stella, I'm going to do the curtains. I'm going to make the curtains a little bit glittery. And I'm just going to put a little bit just on the trees as well. Just to give it a little bit of sparkle. You can even do the stars as well, actually. Let's do the stars as well. Fabulous. Get rid of that. And there's our card. Now on the inside, again, I've done a little base because we've got a dark card, so we need something lighter so we can write on. So this measures, oh dear, right, yeah, 5.5 by 3 7/8. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside. Now I've also done a little bit of stamping, so I'm going to use, what should we use? Let's use Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to do a little tree. Scrap, remember to stamp off. And I'm going to do a tree just in the corner. And then I'm going to stamp straight on top, like that. And then we'll have some Poppy Parade. parade. We'll have some poppy parade. And let's use Christmas greetings on this one. And we'll pop that just in the centre. And then we're going to glue that down. Pop that in our card. And then you've got another 2 Christmas cards. Actually, I've made quite a few so far. I should be okay come December. I'm getting quite organised for once, and I've done quite a few Halloween projects. Just got to do the videos now. I've got everything sorted. Got to do a few more. So yeah, watch this space for some Halloween videos coming up as well. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.